Welcome to 3 Minutes Fix. In this tutorial, we'll be discussing the Dooo Movie App update. This is the first update of 2025, and it comes with some great improvements and important fixes. So let's get started. If you're new to our channel, I recommend subscribing and turning on the notification bell, so you'll get notified as soon as new videos are published. Also, I highly recommend purchasing the Dooo Movie App only from the original developer, who is exclusively available on CodeIgniter. You'll find the official links in the description of this video. In this video, I'll cover M3U integration, Chromecast integration, and if time permits, we'll also look into language design integration. You can also get just the source code from me to save your time. And of course, we'll also take a look at what's new in this release, including the latest features, bug fixes, and enhancements. Once you purchase the Dooo app from CodeIgniter, you'll receive a zip file that includes the admin panel, Android source code, Firebase configuration, and the documentation. The documentation has been updated with a fresh new look and is now much more clearly explained. Whether you're a beginner or experienced developer, you'll find it easy to follow. You can also watch my tutorial videos alongside reading the documentation to get the most out of it. Both are designed to help you get started quickly and effectively. That's enough for the introduction. So let's move on and start uploading the admin panel files to our server. Before we begin, make sure you're using a shared or VPS hosting environment that supports PHP 8.1 or higher. This is essential to ensure the installation runs smoothly without any compatibility issues. Now, upload the zip file you received. While extracting, make sure that the files are not placed inside an extra folder. They should be directly inside the public directory, like public HTML. This helps avoid any issues with URL redirection or routing later on. Now we're at the installer interface wizard. When you click Next, it will check for any missing requirements. In our case, everything is intact, so we can proceed. At this stage, you'll be asked to enter your purchase key. But before that, I personally recommend creating your database on your server and saving the details, like database name, username, and password, in a notepad file. This ensures your server is aware of the new database ahead of time, preventing any issues during the setup process. On the license page, click the Register License button. This will take you to the CRM system, where you need to log in and retrieve your license. If it's your first time, you'll need to register your license before proceeding. Make sure you've finalized the domain name before registering your license. If you're unable to register, or if you purchase the Dooo app directly from the developer via Telegram, you should contact support through a ticket. Support usually replies on weekdays, so be patient. Once this step is complete, the rest of the setup is straightforward. Just ensure you provide valid email addresses and other required details accurately. We've successfully installed the admin panel. The dashboard has received a fresh new design. Unnecessary warnings have been removed, and the clear cache section now features an improved image layout. Overall, the dashboard is clean, responsive, and user-friendly, making it easier to manage your content efficiently. I'll be skipping the boring import section, but there's one important update I want to highlight. TMDB imports are now handled through the license server. This means if you don't have a valid license, TMDB data will not be imported. so please make sure you're using a genuine license purchased from Code Canyon to avoid issues. As promised, let's move on to the M3U integration part. To start, you'll need to add a live channel with the genre set to Live TV and the source type set to M3U. After saving that, simply edit the entry and provide the M3U file URL. The M3U file I provided, via GitHub, should be uploaded to a separate subdomain. Once that's done, add the M3U URL to the Live TV URL section in the admin panel. This approach allows you to manage hundreds of stream URLs through a single M3U link, saving both time and effort. I ran into an issue that I think is worth sharing. It might help at least 1 in 10 viewers watching this video. In my case, I'm using Cloudflare for DNS management, and due to that, the panel doesn't automatically recognize HTTPS. As a result, some URLs might load over HTTP, causing mixed content issues or blocking secure access. To fix this, we need to manually set the base URL to HTTPS. Go to the application config folder in your server files, open the config.php file, find the base URL line. Change the URL from HTTP to HTTPS. This change forces all your panel URLs to load securely over HTTPS, solving the issue. We also need to add a source named M3U, even though it doesn't directly interact with the code functionality. This step is mainly for organizational clarity, so we or anyone else managing the panel can easily identify it. To do this, navigate to the views/partials folder and open the live TV source.php file. In this file, simply add a new entry for the M3U source type. This helps maintain consistency in the interface and makes it clear that this option is available even if it's handled differently in the backend. Next, we're going to load the M3U generator, which works like a mini admin panel. It allows you to add channel details quickly, and those entries are automatically appended to your M3U playlist, saving you time and effort. No need to worry, I'm providing this file for free via GitHub. Simply download it, upload it to your server, and integrate it into your Dooo app with ease. It's lightweight, fast, and helps you manage your live TV list more efficiently. Please note, I will not be sharing any live TV URLs in this tutorial, as it's important to respect the official content owners and their rights. Now we're moving on to the Android Studio part of the setup. First, extract the Android source files and place the project folder on your desktop for easy access. Next, you need to add your Firebase configuration. Place your Google Services.json file inside the app directory of your Android Studio project. Also, make sure you've set up Firebase Remote Config and added your required URLs or values there. Since I've already shown this setup in previous tutorials, I'll be skipping straight to the important parts. Now, we are working in Android Studio. Let's open the source code in Android Studio and make the basic modifications. These include changing the package name and applying any other necessary updates. First, we need to ensure the app fully belongs to us. Go to the project settings and change the root name of the app to your own project name. Then copy the package name from the Google Services.json file and paste it into your build.gradle file to avoid any issues later. I also recommend keeping the namespace as it is. This will help you avoid the issues I encountered. Once that's done, your app will be ready for launch. Next, we need to rename the package folders so it's easier to make the project truly our own. This ensures consistency with the new package name across the entire codebase. Once this is complete, we'll move on to the next step. In the following section, I'll show you how to integrate M3U playlists into your app. Now, we may encounter the R error. This usually happens when the namespace is changed. While changing the namespace is recommended, you can choose to skip it if you're working on a low-spec PC or if you're in a hurry. If you do face the R error, simply import the correct R class manually. It may take a bit of time to resolve, but it's worth it for a clean and stable build. At last, the app is ready and has been built successfully. I believe this is enough if you choose to skip the M3U integration for now. I've fast-forwarded a few steps, such as the torrent-related error. The reason is that the library dependency for torrent functionality is no longer working. For now, the best approach is to remove all torrent-related code or references wherever they appear in the project. Finally, you need to hide the live TV genre since it's no longer needed when using an M3U source. I'll explain how this works, but I won't be writing the code right now to save time and avoid lengthy sessions. You'll find the working source code shared with you, both on Google Drive and in the Telegram group. Here's a sample of how the M3U output works. Basically, I'm passing a single M3U link, as shown at the beginning of this video. That link contains a list of M3U8 stream URLs. We're simply forcing those to display in a horizontal recycler view. Once the list appears, it behaves like a regular live TV setup. But the key difference is that you don't need to manually add each URL every time. You just need to add the M3U link into the M3U generator I provided. It's already included in the video description. The generator is free and was originally part of my customized project, but I decided it's worth sharing. In addition to that, I've also provided the ready-made Android source code with M3U integration included. The player also comes with a unique UI, which I believe adds a nice visual touch to the app. Once everything is set up, your M3U-based streaming feature is fully ready to go live. Next, we will see how to set up deep link. I try to explain this clearly. First, let's understand what a deep link is. When you set up deep linking in your app, it allows external URLs to open specific screens or content inside the app. In this setup, the app first checks the splash.java file for a valid ID value passed through the deep link. If it finds one, it navigates to either the movies or series activity, depending on the type of content. If there's no ID passed via deep link, the app falls back to the default behavior and loads the content using the ID from the recycler view. In short, deep linking enables direct navigation to specific content within your app, rather than just launching the home screen. To make deep linking work, you need 4 things: a valid subdomain, a released APK, a signed APK with a SHA key, and a assetlinks.json file on your domain to verify ownership. Once you have these, you're ready to go. To begin with, we need to set up the environment for deep linking. The first thing you should do is create a folder named Deep Link. This folder should be placed on a separate subdomain. It's important to keep this subdomain separate from your main hosting server. After creating the folder, go to the ZP file I've shared with you in the video description. Extract that file and you'll find a small project inside. This contains everything needed to manage your deep link landing page. One file in particular, download.html, needs to have the correct domain inserted. This is because when someone opens a deep link and doesn't have the app installed, they will be redirected to this HTML page. It acts like a fallback. Instead of showing an error or blank screen, it guides the user to download the app manually. Now here you have a choice. You can either show the user detailed content from TMDB, or you can keep it simple and just show the download.html file. Personally, I suggest showing the download page. It's clean, reliable, and easy for users to understand. With that out of the way, it's time to move your app into release mode. In Android Studio, you'll need to switch your build variant or flavor to release. Then create a release APK. During this step, Android Studio will ask for details like your key store, key alias, and password. Make sure to fill these out correctly and keep the password safe. You'll need it for future updates. Once you've created the signed APK, go to your project's settings and look for the signing configuration section. This is where you enter your key store path and signing credentials. This step is required so that Android can verify the app when someone tries to open a deep link on their device. Now that the release APK is ready, open the App Links Assistant from the Tools menu in Android Studio. Choose the activity that should open when a deep link is clicked. In most cases, this will be either your movies or series activity. The next part is critical: the assetlinks.json file. Android uses this file to confirm that the domain and the app actually belong to the same developer. The App Links Assistant can generate this file for you. Once it's ready, upload it to the .well-known folder on your subdomain. If you placed your deep link folder at https://link.yourdomain.com, then the full URL for the file should be https://link.yourdomain.com/.wellknown/assetlinks.json. After uploading, go back to Android Studio and run the verification process. If everything is set up correctly, Android Studio will confirm that your domain is now linked to your app. There's one final step. You'll need to update the share intent in your app. This is the part of your code where you share content through a URL. Instead of using a basic URL, update it to point to the deep link format you've just created. Since I've already shared the working source code, I won't go deep into this here. Just follow the format used in the shared files. Once all of these steps are complete, your app is now fully integrated with deep linking. That means when someone clicks on a special URL, for example from a browser, a message, or a social media post, your app will open directly to the right screen, even if it wasn't previously running. This setup also ensures that if the app isn't installed, the user will be directed to a helpful download page instead of hitting a dead end. Make sure to use your release SHA key for deep linking. In this recording, I didn't show my actual release key for security reasons. But for deep links to work properly, you must use the SHA key from your release key store, not the debug one. Without it, the app won't verify correctly and the deep link will fail to open in the installed app. So here is our final output. When a user clicks on the link, it opens the movie details page directly inside the app. The reason I added TMDB is simple. It automatically loads the poster image and basic metadata. This gives a realistic view of what the user expects to see, even though the deep link is technically driving the structure. It's a smart way to simulate real-time content using dynamic visuals, without the need for a full database setup at this point. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, please consider subscribing, sharing, and leaving a comment with your thoughts. If you have suggestions to improve the video quality or content, feel free to let me know. Your feedback is always welcome. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.